We just got a brand new spell in standard for all of you mill players out there, and it's really broken. All right, guys, mill might actually be completely broken again, and that's because we got a brand new card from Tark here that's absolutely insane. We're talking about Glacier Wood Siege. We built a Bant control deck around this one today, guys. This siege card is nuts. I mean, all the siege cards I'm a big fan of, but this one in particular is kind of nuts because you can build an entire deck list around it. It's definitely a build around because of its teamer choice. You can choose a teamer or you can choose a soul tie choice, but the teamer choice today, whenever we cast an instant or sorcery spell, we can actually force the opponent or ourselves to mill 4 cards, which is kind of absurd. And you can mill the opponent out pretty quickly. And because it's just sitting on the battlefield generating that sort of value for you over time, you just need to control the game long enough to win. And so we're basically building a full-on control deck to try to attack as much of the meta as possible. Temporary Lockdown is probably one of the only cards in the entire deck list that doesn't trigger this because it's not an instant or sorcery, but I think it's way too good not to be playing right now with Is It out there, the Is It cutter decks. This eats them alive. This has saved me against Esper Pixies. I know it's not ideal to use this when they've got, Hopeless Nightmare on the field to just get replayed over and over again, but we draw so many cards today. Stock Up is one of those cards. Stock Up is just an absurd, valuable card here, man. This one is one of the best cards to come out of Aether Drift. It's such a sweet card to go ahead and find you 2 solutions from the top of your deck for only 3 mana. And I'm playing Time Stop today, which actually comes in super clutch as like a hard counter spell, and we basically end the opponent's turn. You wait for them to play something on the stack, you play this out at instant speed, you end the turn, and you counter the spell that they just played out. And we've got tons of counter spells, Spell Gyre, which can draw us cards but also counter something if you want to. Love this card, super clutch. It's 3 steps ahead, of course. 3 steps ahead is just one of the best counter spells you can have because it also has that ability to draw you extra cards. And then we've also got some life gain here because if you do end up getting behind against mono red before you hit your temporary lockdown, Union of the Third Path is a great way to get back into the game, especially if you have a big hand because you just hit a big Silver Scrutiny for 5 or 6. You reload your hand and you gain a bunch of life off the third path. It's pretty busted. But guys, this deck list has been really smooth. There hasn't been much that's been able to beat me when I'm playing it. So very good control deck. And if I'm going to play control, I'm going to at least meme on them and mill them out. So super fun. Hope you guys enjoy this one, and we'll see you guys back here at the end. Enjoy. Peace. All right, guys, we've got an absolutely busted new mill card. One of the new sieges. It's so good, man. Such a great card because it allows you to really play hard control, just pure control, try to disrupt everything the opponent does. And at the same time, you're just generating value passively, which is so good. Such a fun, interesting little win con. I don't typically like playing control too much. I try to avoid it, but when we get a new mill card like this, I think it's worth exploring. And I've been having some fun today. All right, we're going to counter that. I love that it's an omen too, so we get rid of both sides of the card. It's not coming back. Let's see. Could counter something else again. Or I guess I could flash speed the Silver Scrutiny too. So a lot of options here. Might even actually hit the third path. We'll see. Guess we're countering. Yes, we're countering. All right, so we're up against an Omen player playing Soul Tie, who's also probably trying to play a little bit of control here. I don't think we're going to need too much life gain, so let's get rid of that. And again, hold Silver Scrutiny or Third Path. Revelation for 2. All right. I'll just do this then. There must be yeah, they're missing land drops. Oh man, they are missing some land drops. Ooh, we found our win con, and seems like they've got some dragons. That's definitely better than temporary lockdown. I'll take the get lost. And let's see. I mean, I think this is the best play, right? Because there's nothing really instant speed here. Nothing with haste is coming down to want to answer right away. So let's get the win con down. Glacier Wood Siege. All right, discard a card is the ward on that, right? Yep. So taking 4 here, drawing what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could draw 5. Could be the difference maker here for sure. Let's see what they want to do. Self-milling, huh? Destroy any non-land permanent too, which is really scary actually because of this. Let's see. Temporary Lockdown seems like the one card that's not going to be helpful, unless of course they're running Beanstalk, which is definitely a possibility. Oh no. Oh no, they're gonna have a lot of enchantment and artifact answers, it seems like, man. It seems like they're gonna have plenty of answers, which kind of scary. All right, well, what do we do here? Feels like I surveil. Third path is good. Let's just give myself options. I've got plenty of instant speed. It's really all instant speed magic here in my hand, so see what the opponent does. Do I let these attacks get through? So we know that there's some certain cards like the Awaken the Honor Dread and the Stormbrood that are must counter type spells, right? So like keep that in mind. All right. Let that 4 get through. It is what it is. We'll gain a lot of life here off the third path next turn. I'm just gonna keep mana open for potential counter spells. I don't know if I'm gonna need them too much here, but doesn't seem like they're gonna play anything of significance here this turn. Maybe I should blow this up. I do take away my ability to play the Spell Gyre though. That's the big thing here. And it's another one. Counter? I mean, I could counter it, but that's one less counter later for potentially another one of these Stormbroods. I think I have to though. All right. Yeah, pass the turn, look to counter maybe, and then Silver Scrutiny for 3 possibly. I don't know. I like that we have options though. I like the options. Tough first matchup here. Another sort of control-ish player. These Omen decks are pretty cool. I should probably at least look into playing some Omens here soon. I do want to play the Dimir one with this guy and like the what was it? The Mind Splice Apparatus. Such a cool combination. But yeah, sorry about no video on Friday, guys. I've been struggling, man. I've been struggling really trying to come up with some creative ideas for you, man. This meta is so fast and powerful, and it's so solidified at this point that it's like all these new Tarkir cards that are incredible are just really hard to implement and make really fun new decks with. So I've been trying. It just hasn't exactly been working out. All right, definitely taking care of that. Should have played this first. My bad. Would have gotten more life gain. Let's draw 1, 2, 3. Did I just play a land this turn? Hold on, let me see. I haven't played a land yet, so I'm going to draw into a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So draw 3, 4. Let's draw 4. I want to make sure I have enough mana open for a counter spell. And I have to tap very particularly here to leave myself 2 blue mana open just in case. All right, cool. Now we've got a counter spell available to us and able to stop maybe another revelation or something like that, you know? Actually, I'm pretty glad they played that before I'm able to get my milling effect down. That's one less I have to worry about in the future. We'll say see ya. We'll say sayonara. All right, hopefully we get a stock up here would be really good. It's one of my better cards. Stock up or just straight up, you know, find that siege would be nice. In the meantime, we're just kind of chilling. This is a control for you. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put 2 of them into your hand. Should I just let it happen or counter it? Just let it happen, I think. I think we need to worry about countering again and protecting our siege when we do end up finding it. We need to do everything in our power to stop them from blowing it up. What's their play here, though? Is it another dragon? That's annoying. It's going to give them a lot of card value. Now, they are helping us kind of mill them out, though, by drawing as many cards as they are drawing here. I can't let the Revelation resolve, though, because doesn't it shuffle everything back in their deck? Shuffle your graveyard into your library if it's a 10. Yeah, that's pretty bad. All right, that gets replayed back to their hand. Man, part of me really wants to play this 3 steps ahead to draw some cards here. So maybe countering this Dragon Storm. Yeah, I think I'm going to counter the Dragon Storm, stop the card draw from their part, and then hopefully draw into something helpful here. Because I could always, if they end up playing a spell that destroys my siege, I could always end up soul partitioning my own. Yeah, that can go. There it is. There it is. All right, here we go. Moment of truth, guys. We get this back down. We're going to pass the turn. We have plenty of options for protecting it. And a little bit of damage we're going to be taking, though, from the Storm Brood over time. We're at 19, though, so I'm totally fine with that. They're going to just pump it up to the moon or what? Extra lands. Are we keeping it on top? Nope. They're done ramping. Keep on milling yourself here. I appreciate it. Keeping that one? They are keeping that one. Okay. There's a chance I might just soul partition this back to their hand and then counter it when they try to replay it. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That leaves them 3 mana open. Man, that could be tricky though, couldn't it? Yeah, I'm going to take the damage. Because if they end up having a counterspell and catching me off guard with a counterspell, I could end up being cooked here. So we're not going to allow that. We're not going to allow it. Another counterspell. Perfect. All right, we're on tapped. We feel good about this one. Here comes the dragon. We're going to counter, draw. Go ahead, do your thing. Let's see what's on top here. Another land's fine. 25 cards left. Shouldn't be too hard to mill them out from here. All right, this time, sending it back. And let the siege go to work here. Some good hits. Not too bad. Are we replaying it for what? 7 mana? 4, 5, 6, 7. Almost tapped out. Almost. Counter, draw. Bang, bang. Still have enough mana here to counter again if we need to, or soul partition. Either way, pretty cool. Lockdown for sure can go. I love the time stop off the top. This is going to be for sure like the nail in a coffin, you would think. Because this is basically a counter spell. I've learned how to play with this card a lot more than I did in the past. In the past, I would just use it right on the opponent's upkeeps. But it's actually a much better card to use as an actual counter spell. So when the opponent goes to cast a spell like this, you get it out of their hand and you get to stop the turn. Basically a hard counter. All right, my turn. All right, the opponent has instant speed magic here. They're at 12 cards left in the deck. I'm still, what, 14 life? Yeah, this game is pretty much over unless they can blow up my milling effect. But even if they can at this point, we're so deep into the game that they're gonna draw themselves out too, so. Sure. The more the merrier. 2 more cards out of their deck. They go, oh. They have to drop the other 2 from the, oh, I didn't even realize that. Those go to the graveyard. All right, which made my life a lot easier. Let's do this. Counter draw. And that should be a concede, right? 3 cards left. Stock up, let's go. Destroy all creatures and enchantments. Okay, let's just do this. And that'll do it. Opponent out of cards in hand. I get my siege back. And yeah, we'll just pass the turn back to them and say GG's. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, man. A little bit of a grindy one there. I mean, they're all going to kind of be grindy. We're trying to mill the opponents out after all. So good win, though. All right, we're going first here. Hand looks pretty spicy. A lot of good answers, a lot of good things here. So we're gonna play it. We got the mana's a little bit wonky just because our verges don't activate just yet, but hopefully we can find like a surveil land here off the top or something. Opponent on Esper, huh? I do have my counter spells already ready to go. I mean, I could just kind of keep them from playing anything here if I really wanted to. I'm gonna go ahead and hit that with the Get Lost. I don't know how many times we're gonna get options for Get Lost, so we're gonna, I mean, obviously they're an enchantment deck where we should have a lot of options, but Glacier Siege already seems pretty busted, but I also want to counter. I want my counters to be open a little bit. I'm gonna go for it though. All right, is it Get Lost? Do they have a Get Lost? That'd be pretty bad. Sheltered by Ghost is my biggest concern, I think. But it's Esper though. Are we Esper Pixies actually? They're Esper Pixies. What am I even thinking, man? They're not an aura heavy deck here. It's for sure Pixies. Oh wow. Is my audio broken? Hold on. Check. Where's my game audio? I have no game audio and I don't know why. All right, we'll figure that out in a second. Let's pass the turn. Has it been that way this whole time? I don't know. We'll have to figure that one out. We'll get the game audio back up here in just a second. I will figure it out. It's got to be something on my routing system here. Hold on. There it is. Wait, it came back. Okay, so they're going to play Fear of Isolation, bouncing their token. I guess that's fine. Sure. There's my game audio, though. What the heck was that about? Wait, what'd they bounce? Oh, they bounced the token already. Got it. Sorry, I was so focused on my other screen there trying to figure out where the audio went. All right, we're going to blow it up. Not going to allow that to stay very long. And let's see what we start milling out here. Hopefully, this town ain't big enough as a bad card to mill because they can get it back with their talent. Okay. Saving it, and we do get the mill, though. Hey, stock up. I'm going to play that. I need to get some lands here. We've already got a temporary lockdown. Yeah, we'll just grab the lands real quick. All right, we're chilling. Third path is solid for your life gain, but I don't think we really need to worry about our life gain in this matchup. They haven't dropped down a Hopeless Nightmare yet or anything, so there's not really much draining going on. So the life gain doesn't seem very relevant. This, though, for sure seems relevant. I played against a lot of Pixie decks already with this deck, and Temporary Lockdown has been chef's kiss, because I know they can bounce it back to my hand, but, I mean, we draw so many cards, we don't really care if they have a Hopeless Nightmare or two. So we know they got one This Town Ain't Big Enough in the yard. Enduring Curiosity. All right, I didn't expect that. Yeah, I guess we'll play this and say Teamer. We'll probably hit this with the Soul Partition. Curious to see how they do this next play. Are we playing another Fear of Isolation, or... I feel like there's got a lot of these kind of spells in their hand that are not very helpful. They might have Momentum Breaker, though, which could end up forcing a discard out of my hand. Let's see what happens here. I highly doubt they're running Get Lost, though, so I'm pretty comfortable with leaving the Siege out there. Now, could it get bounced with This Town Ain't Big Enough? Sure, but that's not exactly that scary. We'll just replay it later. Sure. Milling them out even more. We've seen two of them already. Hopefully they play something that I can hit with a temporary lockdown, like hopefully like a Scavenger plus a talent. That'd be kind of good. Scavenger talent? Or is that asking for way too much here? Yeah, Fear of Isolation. All right. We'll probably just take a hit from that. I don't mind. Because you know what they're going to try to do here is they're going to try to hit us for 2 here, and they're going to flash in their Curiosity, which we're going to exile. Go ahead and try it, pal. See what you got. Checking my audio real quick one time. All right, just waiting on the opponent here. I don't know what's taking them so long here. Oh, they're going with the Kaito play. All right, well, I can't counter that. That's ninjutsu, right? So that's gonna hurt. Sure, get your cards, man. Get your cards. We're gonna mill you out first, though. This town ain't big enough. We hit again. Let's go. That's kind of big. I need to figure out how we're gonna deal with the Kaito, though, because we did just use up a lot of our get loss. And those are kind of the big answers for that. Scavenger's fine. That's fine. Temporary lockdown again. Not ideal. I'm going to go ahead and just surveil right away here and look for some stuff. Got to keep hitting land drops. And, ooh, Silver Scrutiny. Kind of want that. I think that's for sure keep both. Keep both here. No more lies for the... Enduring Curiosity if they ever decide to play it again, and we'll be good to go. All right, we're taking a hit here. No enchantments played. Interesting choice. Gonna surveil and draw here. That's fine. What, 26 cards left? You only get 1 card, right? Draw a card for each opponent who lost a turn. Yeah, so they do have to throw one away too. Nice. Very nice. Another Scavenger. I let that go every day of the week because I got temporary lockdown. That is something I can't really afford to let resolve. I mean, I could. I just don't really want it to. All right, 21 cards left. We're getting there, man. We're getting there. Could just do a full reload here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could do 4 and then still have a counterspell option here. That's gonna leave me with what land? A blue-white source. Okay, perfect. Give me a land. Give me a land so I can counter Curiosity. Perfect. All right. Can we just play this Enduring Curiosity already? Because I feel like it's just such good value for us. You know, hitting it for only 2 mana. Getting rid of it forever too through exile. It's going to be really good. I'm eventually going to have to play this temporary lockdown. Hopefully they play like a talent or something helpful. All right, they're finally going to try to pump up their power here with the Kaito. Not really focused on drawing cards anymore. But I've got Union of the Third Path. We can kind of take a lot of damage with this deck, can't we? Returning a land to play the Isolation. Man, this guy really does not want to replay his Curiosity. I mean, they're making a really good read, though. It does feel like the opponent knows we're holding on to that No More Lies and is really playing around it well. All right. That's it, huh? Ooh, what a card, what a card. All right, we're surveilling. Well, hold on. If we do this, we have how much mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not enough to do this. Do we care, though? If we're gaining how much life? Yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. The opponent goes down to 12. 12 cards in hand. We draw a card. We gain a lot of life. Basically do a full reset here on the life total. And we're going to temporarily lock down the rest of the team up out here. And then that leaves me enough mana for that No More Lies still. I mean, that's pretty friggin' solid if you ask me. Trying to counter it? I mean, what could they counter it with? They've only got 1 blue land, and I don't think they run No More Lies. There is that 2 mana counterspell that they sometimes run, but it's double blue commitment. Looks like it might be this town ain't big enough, if I had to guess. Just waiting on them. All right, it lands. We take all their small things. All the small things. All right, we're gonna surveil. Let's go. What do we got on top? Get lost. Perfect. That's my answer to the Kaito problem. 17 to 17, except they have 12 cards to my 33. This game is surely over, right? Nowhere to run. All right. I don't have any creatures on my field, so have fun with that, I guess. Oh, trying to do a little bounce. Trying to do a little bouncy bounce. Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. We're gonna keep those under lock and key if you don't mind. All right, and then I just end their turn next turn, and it's GG's. G to the G's. This opponent's taking so long though per turn. It's unfortunate. Seven cards left. We still have one more. This town ain't big enough that we haven't seen, right? Oh no, we got all four. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Wait. Oh, I exiled one, right? Yeah, there it is. Okay. All right, Kaito hits us for 5. Are they drawing a card and surveilling one to the graveyard? Because that doesn't seem very good.
Now I know you're weak.
Oh, you got to surveil 2 and draw a card. I see. That's why they threw one away in the graveyard last time, so it's optional. All right, there's a Storm Chaser's talent. Can you tell I don't play Kaito very much? Hex Mage. The more the merrier. We've got another lockdown ready for you if you need. Sure. Replaying a talent. One more lockdown for the win, and we'll end their turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With 3 extra mana. Perfect. Literally perfect. All right. And then we'll counter whatever spell they want to try to cast here and end their turn. So. Oh no, they finally played it. Unfortunate for them though. We counter it, we end their turn. They have 1 card left. And we basically end their game by just playing a simple stock up here. That'll do it. Last card in their deck goes, and GG's. I mean, another long one here. Opponent played a little bit slow, but still a very good win. Against a very good deck too, by the way. Man, it feels really good to get some wins under my belt though, because I'm telling you guys, this whole ranking thing these last couple of days has been rough. That's why there was no video on Friday. I just feel so bad about that still, but it's just, man, it's been tough to try to string together some wins. And I was 1 game from Mythic too. I still can't believe that happened. 1 game away from Mythic, and then we end up all the way back down the ladder. Let's see. Blue, white. Yeah, let's just do this. Counter potentially something here. I don't think I want to counter anything though for 2, because we got temporary lockdowns, you know. Still waiting for more of a commitment from the opponent here. I don't think I really want to play an on-tap land, a temporary lockdown at 1/1. That's a card that I can't temporary lockdown. Cavern of Souls would have been really bad had they hit that, you know. All right, Spellgyre is online. I think we have a pretty good matchup here because of all the potential board wipe with the temporaries and stuff. And are we playing another? Yeah, they play more creatures that are cheap. Good, good, good. I mean, a counter spell is always going to be solid. All right, so is it time for the temporary and then hold the counter? Yeah, I think so. I don't know how they come back from this, because we're already almost at the amount of mana needed to do a time stop here, which is kind of absurd, and they haven't really done much to us yet. I guess a get lost here is pretty bad, or that, but I counter it, so that works. That does work. Oh, that's a great card. That is such a good card. By the way, first time ever playing stock up, and it has not disappointed. It is absurd. It is by far the best blue card and control card to come out of that, you know, Tarkir. Let's do a counter. Draw a couple extra cards. Those are some pretty interesting cards they have that they're running here. I do like this card. A lot of people have kind of switched over to this card. I'm gonna go stock up here. Might as well go stock up, try to hit another land and another stock up, sure. I'm really searching for my mill spell, but gotta leave some mana open for some counters here. I mean, them activating the Sanctuary is probably a really smart idea. I don't have anything in my hand here to deal with that, unfortunately. Temporary lockdown again. All right, let's go here. Man, where's my mill? My milling effects. Yes, here and here. Yeah, we're having a bit of a tough time finding our win con here. There is only 3 in the deck, but I haven't had any issues finding it just because we have so much card draw to get through and stuff. I kind of want them, and I want to promote the idea of playing a lot of spells here because of my my sweeper. Actually, does it matter? They get these 2 cards back. Doesn't really matter. I don't want to waste a counter spell on that because it literally does not matter. All right. Go ahead, get as big as you want to get. It's only for the 1 turn. You're not actually going to hit me, so. Oh, Silver Scrutiny, solid. All right, Day of Judgment, just because they have the creature land out there. I don't think the temporary lockdown hits the creature lands. Non-land, yeah, any non-land permanents, which does not apply to the creature land. Sure. Counter you. And then a silver, yeah, they GG's. All right, that's fine. I mean, I know we kind of are bullying them at this point. I do feel a little bit bad. That was kind of brutal. But we didn't get our win con down. But I was gonna Silver Scrutiny next turn for how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 extra cards. Yeah, we would have found it. GG. All right. I think we've gone first every time so far, so that's been really helpful. Not that I really even need to be going first in this deck list because we're a control deck. Going second is actually not a bad thing. You know, we typically have a lot of good answers, but it has been nice. I think we've gone first every game, which is pretty cool. That doesn't happen all the time, you know, so it's nice when it does. Temporary lockdown, probably not very good here if it's mono black, but if it's Esper Pixies, could be really, really good. I'm gonna guess it's mono black though. Probably mono black discard, because I think we would have seen a dual colored land. The odds are it would have been a dual colored land there. I'd rather prioritize my 3 drops than my I could really end up regretting this, but throwing away a second one here. Am I just ignoring all the signs? No, it does seem like it's mono black. Oh man, what do I do here? These are really good. Oh, we might have been our match here, guys. I really don't like this matchup for us because the discarding effects are kind of nuts. Depends on how crazy they get with it. Are we playing Liliana here? Tiny Bones, for real? Oh, you savage. All right, I'm gonna do this first so I can gain the maximum amount of life. Land, okay. That's tough. That's tough. Let's go. Counter or draw. We like that. We do like that. Mono black discard. What a weird matchup this is going to turn into. Let's go ahead and counter with this. Definitely countering, that's for sure. All right, so we're really looking for like Silver Scrutinies or the stock ups, something like that. All right, let's draw 2 more here. Got to keep pace with the discard. We got to draw as many cards as we lose to the discarding effects. There's a stock up. I'll take that. Beautiful. Can I get a counter spell? I can know where to run. Or no more lies, I mean. No, but I did get another stock up and a spell gyre. Both are drawing effects. Love that for us. Potentially could end up hitting Liliana here again, so I'm going to leave myself a get lost just in case. You know, could be a Bloodletter Aclazotz too, something crazy. So I like where we're at right now. This game started out a little wonky, but you know what? We've overcome some of the nonsense of the discarding effects by just overloading our hand, man. So feels good. And they don't have anything to play this turn either. Weird, man. I got no more lies, so I can counter something next turn. No more lies. Another Spell Gyre. We still got more land to use, right? So yeah, we'll take these two. Play you. And we play the Surveil after, because if we would have Surveilled and then did a stock up, we would have reshuffled and lost a card on top that we potentially would have liked. There it is. We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. All right. Pass the turn. Bring it on, brother. What do we got? Oh, Demolition Field. Really? Really? I could. You know what? I'm going to deny. I'm going to deny the ability to get a land here because I need to keep this on top. What a bummer. They actually land destructed me there. Liliana. Oh no, I just realized they also took one of my on-tap lands that I was using to counter that turn. That's a bummer. All right. Pretty good. Just gotta do this and then hold my counter spells open again.
With friends.
Pass the turn. I really don't want to overcommit my mana here to the siege. I know it's important to get it down and resolved at some point in this game so we can start hitting the mills, but I need to take my time with it because there's a lot of things that I need to counter here, man. Shieldred is really bad. Bloodletter Aclazotz is bad. The Annex is horrible. So there's a lot of things I need to make sure I'm ready to counter. Oh, that's a bummer, dude. All right. Nothing else? Okay. Is their deck really just straight up, like, just straight up discard, nothing else? It's kind of annoying. All right, so we got the option to get 4 cards here if we want to really reload, or I could just do this and hold some counters. Love it. Love it. All right, good luck to them now because there's not a lot of enchantment destruction in mono black, and I don't think they're going to have it. So that siege sits on the field, and it's just going to eat them alive. So game should be over, I think. Got them locked out because, I mean, mono black, you're not resolving anything significant to win the game because I've got so many counter spells, especially in my hand right now currently. So I just don't see how it's possible. I don't want to get too cocky and think that this game is completely over. Of course, there's ways I'm sure they can figure out of this, but it just feels like we have an alarming advantage for sure. Yeah, that's got to go. I really respect the Painful Quandary as their win con, though. I really respect that. All right, let's go with this. Let's speed up the process a little bit. And little do they know we have a Silver Scrutiny, you know? It's like, let's use you. Really hammer it home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right now I can hit this for 5. Let's do it. I mean, we're basically allowing them to resolve something here this next turn, though. But to reload 5 cards in my hand against a discard player is too good not to do. There's the annexes. I hit 2 of them. Love that. And a get lost is pretty good in case they resolve that annex or a Liliana. They had one opportunity where I was tapped out and they missed their window. Do they really have only lands in their hand? That would be so sad. That would be so sad. All right, they're down to 12 already. I mean, this is just a beatdown, man. Okay, Surveil and temporary lockdowns no good here. I'm glad I made the call early on to get rid of those temporary lockdowns. I feel like that made all the difference in this game. Had I held on to those, you know, maybe thinking that it was Esper Pixies, could have been a completely different ball game. All right. 11 cards left. I just need them to play something I can maybe try to counter. Let's do this first. I just want to cast as many spells as possible. We know they're going to pay the 3. And then we're going to mill them out completely. Their last 2 here when they pay the 3. GG's. G to the G's, man. All right, can you win with this last 3 cards in hand and 3 mana? Or is it game over? Game over, man. Boom! I mean, it was a sick run, guys. We had a very good run. I mean, we only played 4 games, I know, but I've been playing this deck. I hate to admit it. We got really low in the ranks. Again, we were 1 game away from Mythic, and I think I genuinely dropped all the way back down to the bottom of Diamond. So it's good to be back. This deck got me back. So shout out to this deck, man. This is nice. GG's.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.